Yeah. Would you like to know where I'm at? I'm on the move again, baby. I'm gonna live my life, yo. Another journey, baby. I left the mountains. It's time to make another move, baby. Yeah.
Estimados pasajeros, les rogamos que no se acuesten y suban los pies en los sillones. Además, no colocar su equipaje sobre ellos para que todos podamos disfrutar del espacio.
Dear passengers, we request that you do not lie down or put your feet over the couches. Additionally, do not place your luggage over them so that all passengers
I gotta go, baby. I'm enjoying the sights. I gotta get out of here. I gotta skedaddle, baby. This is the life, man. And I'm loving it. Every bit of it.
Dear passengers,
I'll get back with y'all
Estimados pasajeros,
later.
les rogamos que no se acuesten y suban los pies en los sillones. Además,
About to touch ground, baby. Yeah. I'll get up with y'all. Yo, what's going on? What's happening? Yeah, man, I made a move, you know. Reason why I made that move is because of the fact that, man, up in the mountains, it was kind of cold, man. I don't really like the cold weather. Now, I'm not saying it was cold like, you know, how it is in America, where it's like the lows of 40s and 30s and stuff like that. Nah, I'm talking about like the high was like 82, 83, and I wasn't digging it. So, you know, I made the move, and now it's crazy. This is how different the weather is where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm coastal now. So I'm like about 10 minutes walking distance from the beach. You know what I mean? I'm going to show you the beach. I'm also going to show you the house that I'm in. You're going to bug out because this house is just that nice. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I was going to trying to like give y'all like some, I ain't going to lie, I was trying to impress you all. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to like do the video outside and have you, the backdrop where there was trees and there was monkeys just sitting there chilling. Like, it was gonna be fly, but it was just too hot outside. Like, yo, man, it gotta be like 93 right now. I'm not lying, this is my word. You know what I'm saying? So I'm loving it, man. I love this the heat, but of course, you know, it's about the rain. So, hey, it is what it is. But for the most part, let's get to business, you know? So I wanted to tell you all this, right? As I was making my journey here, you know, from the mountains, coming on down the mountains, and, you know, we did our, you know, our grocery shopping and all of the stuff that we had to get, you know, to, you know, so we can, you know, be good when we reach our new destination. I paid attention to scenery, you know, the landscape and, you know, the buildings and, cause they're building here, you know, the buildings and, you know, the designs and stuff for those buildings and the apartment complexes and all of that stuff. And I saw a lot of similarities. The similarities that I saw was like stuff that looked like, you know, if I, you know, straight up, if I was driving down the street and I recorded it, people that live in Myrtle Beach or live in Atlanta or Charlotte, it was similar to that. And then it was like, you know, it dawned on me. It was like, you know what? I'm starting to realize something. Being that these buildings look somewhat the same, the designs and the apartment complexes look somewhat the same, let me dig a little. And I did. And I found out that there are American realtors, developers, all down here. Straight up. Just when you think that you can run away from America, American culture, or overall American influence is here. And what I mean by here, in Mexico, Central America, South America, the Caribbeans, parts in Africa, parts in Asia, parts in Europe. Straight up. Like let me tell you something. I wrote down a few developers and realtors that are international, and I'll be more than happy to run it down to you. So this is a couple of companies that I wrote down: Century 21, Crane Luxury Real Estate, Blue Water Properties, American Development Group, Coldwell Banker. I know y'all seen Coldwell Banker before in America. Remax, that's a household name. Just like Century 21 is. American Home Building Company and Expat Properties. And that's just the name of few. So, I was like, you know what? Now that I'm going down the rabbit hole, I might as well, now that I'm down in the rabbit hole, I might as well search for the rabbit. I said, let me go a little bit more further. And I found out that this is just to name a few. Once again, these fast food restaurants that I'm about to name are international as well. And I'm going to name them to you. McDonald's, of course, go figure. Burger King, Smash Burger, Taco Bell, KFC, Papa John's. I say that because I'm like, yo, who would want that pizza? I mean, I used to like Papa John's, but I knew that I was eating sugar every time I ate Papa John's. Domino's Pizza, Pizza Hut. And this last one is especially in Europe, Asia, Middle East. Not so much in the Caribbeans or Central South America or Mexico. Five Guys with Fries. So you have American businesses in foreign countries. And they influence the culture in those foreign countries. And if they are influencing the culture in those foreign countries, which they are, you know that they have an influence on the politicians that control those foreign countries. You know where I stopped at before I got to my destination? Guess who? This is my word. Guess who? Walmart. Walmart is just about everywhere too. That's my word. Just when you think, if your main objective when trying to leave America is to get away from the claws of America, you're never going to get away. Because that American eagle flies everywhere. It soars everywhere. And that's real talk. I'm glad that I'm traveling. I'm glad that I'm traveling with my family, because as I'm being educated about the world, I'm educating my children as well. This is real talk. And the cat is out of the hat. Straight up. You know, these companies and corporations headquartered and ran and conducted their business in the North, the tri-state area. And once it got to the point where you could no longer own land in New York City and to rent was sky high, what did they do? They took their bullshit down to the South. in southern cities such as Houston. Because, you know, the Mason-Dixon line is where the South starts, and it goes all the way down into Texas, excuse me. So Houston, Austin, Dallas, Charlotte, Raleigh, Atlanta, Orlando, Jacksonville, Miami. The list goes on. Once they cluttered and fucked that area, well, excuse me, let me take it back. Once they came down from the north, the tri-state area, and came down to these southern cities and fucked up that area, then they was like, all right, it was time to leave there. And now they're in foreign countries, tearing apart the culture of these foreign countries. And one may say, well, man, why would the leaders of these countries let them get away with it? Because everyone can be bought. They don't care about their citizens. I said it in the last video. People always talking about how America leads or is #1 in obesity. Well, guess what? It's simple. I'm not that smart, man, for real. It's simple. It's just that y'all ain't using your simple ass mind. You try to overcomplicate shit. It's simple. All right, cool. We're #1, but who's number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Huh? So in other words, there are foreign countries that are right behind us. They're just as bad as we are. You know how many fucking damn fried chicken spots that I've seen since I've been here in this country? So it's a myth. Not only black people love chicken, everybody does. Chicken should be extinct by now. And that's real talk. And some of you haters will say, man, you can't trust, you can't take Langston's word. You got to grade him like a grain of salt or something, or believe in what he say like a grain of salt, or however they put it. That he just entertainment. Let me tell you something. How am I entertainment? And I'm talking about real issues. Everything that I talk about on this channel, you can look it up and you can prove me wrong if I'm wrong. And I know a lot of you all have looked up my shit. Excuse me, not my shit, but the information that I talked about. Waiting to see if I'm wrong about what I'm saying. And every time I show and prove to you all that I'm right, I know what the hell I'm talking about. Whether it be genetically modified foods, pre-digested foods, transhumanism, the technological singularity, automation. The list goes on. I've been talking about these things when they weren't popular. Puerto Rican and I knew about digi dogs and, RoboCops in the DARPA program. And Boeing had something to do with it years ago. When people would look at us and say, man, those are those guys with the aluminum foil on top of their head, the conspiracy theorists. But a lot of the stuff we knew years ago. And I'm doing the same thing that I've been doing years on out. I'm trying to forewarn you and tell you, what's the deal? That the cat is out the hat. That this is a secret that only is kept from minorities. But people been leaving the country and investing in foreign countries. Because most of these places, seriously, the only thing that they ask of you to be a citizen is to invest in property, in land. And land is cheap. Especially if you're a company or a corporation, you could buy up a bunch of land and put condos and high-rise hotel buildings and all types of stuff up. And they doing the same shit that they doing in America. They gentrify the area. Straight up. Man, it hurts my soul to be in a car, and as I'm driving through this raw area, I got the people that live here, you know what I'm saying, born and raised here, generations, that's sitting out in front of their porch, seeing me drive by with the stiff face. Cause they're like, that's another one of them niggas. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I came here and I came here to be a local. I want to support local businesses. I don't want to cause problems. I want to be the solution. But I'm getting bunched in with the no-gooders. The people that don't relate to the originals. I don't want to say indigenous because there's a difference between indigenous and the people that were born and raised here. The indigenous tribes you don't see. But the people that were born and raised here, the mixed ones, you see them all the time. But it hurts. Because I'm not here to take. Like these companies and corporations and these small, these people that got, you know, individual people that got money. And they see an opportunity. Let me build this big ass house in the midst of all this poverty so I can make some money off of it. Well, the people that live in the community that you built this big fancy house for can't even afford to live in the house that you built. Because rent is $3,000 to $6,000 a month. And I've seen shit that's like $10,000, $18,000, $20,000 a month to live in for a month. Can't nobody that's making, that's below the poverty line make that type of money to afford to live in a nice house? And you got air conditioning and all of this shit, cable and Wi-Fi and all of that. And next door, your next door neighbor ain't got shit. Not a pot to piss in. This shit gotta stop. And if I gotta suffer or go through some shit in order for there to be some type of equality, I'm willing. I'm willing to give up some of my advantages. Because this shit is not right. So if you're thinking about walking away from America, just know that America is just about any and everywhere. If it ain't a fast food restaurant, if it ain't a realtor or a developer, American developer or realtor, it's some fucking candy or some shit. It's something. A product. It's something. These kids over here trying to they dying to motherfucking get over to America. They dying trying to look like and act like and talk and walk like an American. Straight up. That's real talk, man. And it's just disgusting. It's real shit. And I'm just glad that I've had, the opportunity to see not all of the world. I got so many places that I want to go to and need to go to so my eyes can be exposed more to the truth. The truth even more. But from what I see right now, it's like, man, I was so narrow-minded. And I'm glad that I took a leap of faith and I believed in myself. And I got my lazy ass off that couch that I was sitting in the Steel Creek area in Charlotte, North Carolina. And got the opportunity to see some of the world. Because had I not made that decision, I would have been sitting in that same goddamn chair, watching the same lousy ass Netflix movies, doing the same shit. And people have the nerve to talk about stability, man. You live, your family's not even stable. You ain't no man. Well, how much of a man you are? Because this, I don't know who said it, what CEO said it, but this CEO said it, I think it was about a year or two ago. They said that the average American will own nothing and they will love it. that the new American dream is to rent it, not own it. Now tell me what the fuck you own. Nintendo Switch is coming out with a video game console, and they telling the people that buys that video game console that you really don't own it. You're actually leasing the games in the video game console. That when you buy a Nintendo Switch cartridge, you're not actually buying the cartridge. You're buying the passcode, the password, or pass key. I think that's what they call it, a code key to access the video game. And at any given time, if you break any of the policy that you wrote, you signed and agreed on the dotted line, they can cancel. Because all this shit has to be online, registered online and everything. That they can cancel your shit. They could cut off your game console, the physical one. Well, you won't be able to be allowed to play the video games that you purchased, let alone the game console that you got. So you're leasing out the video game console that you paid $500 for, as well as the video games that you paying $70, $80 for. Mario Go-Kart is $80 damn. That's a shame. What do you own? The music? Y'all gave up hard copies. CDs in the 90s? Y'all talk about, oh, that's ancient prehistoric dinosaur shit. Let me tell you something. No, it wasn't. I still got a lot of my physical copies of music. But you all got your shit from Apple, downloaded from Apple and all of these different streaming companies. You don't own it. You don't own the music. Unless you got a physical copy of that album, you don't own it. We could go on with the shit. It goes down to movies too. What the fuck do you own? You finished making car payments? Hooray. When do you stop paying taxes on that car, though? Since it's yours. Since you don't have to pay anything on the car anymore, why do you still have to pay taxes? Hooray. You finished off your mortgage payments. Now you fulfilled your loan to the bank. When do you finish paying taxes on the house that you finish paying on? Never worry. You ain't got to never worry about not paying, about when the tax is in, because that ain't going to never happen. There's an American invasion on foreign countries that a lot of people don't talk about. And I'm here to talk about it. Straight up. These expats, these passport bros, and all of these people talk about how nice and how this place is cheap and it's inexpensive and blah, wah, 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 wah. They don't give you the harsh reality. They don't. Matter of fact, they only give you their perspective. And of course, their perspective is going to be dwarfed because they want to make it look like they're all the way up. Nothing can stop me because I'm all the way up. I ain't got nothing to hide. I got children. And the reason why I'm here where I'm at is because I got cabinets full of food. I don't eat out. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't have any bad habits. I don't have a side chick. So therefore, I can take whatever money that I was spending on all that bullshit in the past I could take that and put it towards some good use. So if motherfuckers, well, not if, you all are emailing me and DMing me, how'd you get there? How'd you do this? How'd you do that? Well, if you stop asking all these fucking questions and do your own research, if you stop, and this is not dedicated to all of you, to you all, just a handful. If you stop trying to worry about what the fuck I'm doing, where I'm at, and focus on your life, maybe you can get where I'm at. Straight up. I hear this bullshit all the time. Oh man, that nigga, man, all he doing is renting. And it's either Airbnb or this and that and so forth. Well, all right, cool. Let's just say it's whatever you said. I can afford it. Can you? And to be real, I could tell that you've never left the country and thought about or considered living out of the country, like permanently. Because anyone would tell you that had any type of common sense, yo, go stay in an Airbnb for a couple months in the country that you're living in. Let's say for as an example, Mexico. Go from Merida, Mexico. Let's say that. Maridera, whatever the fuck, Merida. I don't know how to pronounce it, but let's say there, right? Go throughout that city, Merida, and find your that comfortable spot where everything is perfect. Other than that, if you go say I'm moving to Merida and you buy property there and you ain't never been and you ain't never lived in the area, you just wasted your goddamn money, because that area could flood during rainy season. That area may be under development, meaning that there's developers everywhere. You might hear fucking trucks and all type dump trucks and shit going back and forth for the wee night hours. So it's best and it's wise to travel around and spend weeks and months in the city that you're considering living in, so you can make the best decision. Because a lot of us, when we invest our money into something, it's basically our last. In other words, I don't have, maybe you do. Maybe you do have liquid cash or cash to waste. Like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. I don't. So I'm going around seeing where I want to live at. I considered the Pacific Ocean, further down. I ain't gonna tell you exactly, because Pacific Ocean, it could be anywhere. Live down there, I don't know about it. It's hot, but the lights be going out all the fucking time. Then I went to the mountains. I'm like, I don't know about it. The lights is straight and the Wi-Fi service is good. Everything is good. I can't complain, but it's the same old scenery. It's cold as shit up here. It's not really cold. It's not really cold like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, out of the mountains, away from the mountains. I don't like this. Then now, I said, fuck it. I'm going to catch the ferry and go across the water and go over there. And I'm digging this area. It's hot. See monkeys, wildlife. I got calabash trees over here, mango trees. What else? What else? There's something else. Bananas, but that's a given. But this is what you do. While in the processes of me, moving from place to place, I'm educating my children. Straight up. And I'm honored. I'm so proud to say that for a lot of you motherfuckers, my children got more passport stamps, certified, approved stamps in their passport book than you do. How you like that? That even, let's just say, even if at the end of the day, I got to come back to the States because shit ain't work out right and blah, 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 blah. But my kids my kids have seen some of the world. Even though before, we left the States, they've been to New York, they've been to Florida, they've been to Miami. I took my son to Miami, I say my wife, my girl, however you want to put it, whatever title you want to put on her. Took our daughter to Miami. We've lived in Atlanta. We've lived in Charlotte. We lived in Raleigh. I love my life. I love telling the truth. I love informing people. So if your goal is, your main goal that is to get away from America, you can't. Straight up. Because that's all a lot of these foreign people talk about is America. And let me end it with this. I might as well lose. I lost some of my African subscribers because they ain't like what I said in the last video about them. So I might as well lose some more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, root for Ibrahim Traore. I think that's his name. But he's only one man. And he needs a super military to protect him because he has many enemies. And can't one person change the world? But if other African leaders team up and work with them, then he could really make a difference. But it ain't gonna happen because there's more sellouts than there are real leaders in Africa. Straight up. That's real talk. In other words, what I'm saying, there's more African leaders that can be bought. And it's just that plain and simple. But something needs to be done. Because American culture, American influence, however you want to put it, is poison in the world. And everybody knows the best kept secret, the only secret that, the secret is out, but the only people that don't know about the secret are minorities. And that is America's fallen. It hasn't fell like that. It's fallen. It's on its way out. So everybody is abandoning ship. So you're going to see a lot more companies leave America and poison these foreign countries because the leaders of these foreign countries can be bought. And it's just that plain and simple. Other than that, and there's money to be made. Other than that, I'm out.